Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 29. I think I've got the hang of the numbers now. It only took me a ridiculous amount. I'm basically just basing it from our all-out show and just adding one, because that's how episode numbers work. But we are here, the final week of September in our AEW save. We've got Dynamite and Collision in today's episode, as always. Next week, though, is the bumper episode, including our Battle of the Belts event, where a number of pretty lit matches have already been announced. Kind of feels a bit bigger than a Battle of the Belts, some of these matches, but oh well, it's happening. But we do have a backstage incident to look at before we jump into today's Dynamite, which I believe has the final matches of the first round of the Dynamite bracket of the Light Heavyweight Championship Tournament. That's a mouthful. And it's involving Samoa Joe. Oh, what's he done? Oh, okay. He lifted the locker room when he organised and won a video game tournament. He's got the relaxed personality. I can see that. He's one of those people where it's like, he's so chill and vibey, but then, you know, you tick him off that once and that's it, you're out. But yeah, that is our one and only backstage incident. Nice. It's good when they're good ones and it's not Sting fucking bullying people. Poor Brian Cage. But yeah, let's get straight into AEW Dynamite. And funnily enough, we start with Samoa Joe, which wasn't planned at all. So after winning the games tournament, he then heads out to the ring and beats Cedric Alexander in a 64 rated match and wins by submission as well, choking out good old Cedric, someone whose numbers I thought would be better than this by now, but they're not. Joe doing all right. We'll get there eventually. Following this is another pre-show match between Jade Cargill and Layla Gray, who is kind of her like assistant manager fangirl, against Santana Garrett and Allison Kay. And it turns out Layla Gray seems to be an okay manager, but a pretty shit tag team partner because they've got no chemistry. Their timing is all over the place. They still managed to get the win though, so Jade Cargill getting a win, nice to see. And let's see, how does she do? 40. Okay. The less I say about this, the better. Like, it's bothering me to the point where there's a small part of me that's tempted to just throw her down to Ring of Honor for a while, and just see what she does there. But then at the same time, she is QT and Brian's protege, so she does get tips from them. I don't know. She might have to become our star of Rampage, kind of like how Daniel Garcia was a while back. But now look at him, getting 70 plus rated matches. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. And it's our final pre-show match. I think I only ever do 3 at max. I can't remember how many pre-show matches there are. And Claudio Castagnoli gets the win over Dustin Rhodes. And again, we've got bad chemistry. I think recently we've been on a pretty good streak of good chemistries and great chemistries. And today, everyone just doesn't get on. 60 rated, it's fine. I just wanted Claudio to get a match and a win, to be honest. It sounds random, but felt bad for the guy. Haven't really used him a great deal recently. And Dustin as well. Yeah, I mean, who cares about Dustin? He's old. Look at me, sounding like Bullet Club Gold. But that ends our pre-show, I think. Let's head to our opening match. Perfect. And here is 77, our opening match. I just did the same face that Nick Jackson's doing there. This is one of our tournament matches, as you can see, and in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Nick Jackson defeats Swerve Strickland in 22 minutes with the 450 splash. Ooh, you know, I would love to see both Nick and Matt in like more singles matches in real life. I feel like, even though they're great as a tag team, I feel like there's a missed opportunity there somewhere. So I'm going to explore it in my save instead. So this is kind of an elite new wave match, and Nick gets the win. I think Nick is still nursing an injury. Let's just double check. I mean, there's no negatives to this. Wow, cool. But I do think he is. There was a warning that I think he's got like a day or two, but I risked it and it paid off. 77, great opening match, and of course, Nick Jackson advances to the next round of the tournament. Following this, though, we've got a backstage interview with Renee Paquette and Brie Garcia. And Renee's just saying, Brie, how's life in AEW? And Brie's like, yeah, it's good, you know, meeting some really cool people, obviously a bunch of old friends here, and I get to spend more time with Brian. And Renee's like, speaking of Brian, we haven't really seen him since All Out. Is he okay? And she was like, yeah, no, he's just, he's got some scheduled time off, just spending some time with the kids, resting up, but he will be back soon. Don't worry, like, he's okay. So, yeah, just a little update from Brie, just letting us know Brian is all good. I think he's just taking some time to recover. I don't know. I mean, Moxley hasn't, so why should Brian? But, yeah, he's got kids, but so does Moxley? I don't know. It's nice to see these two getting on. I didn't plan this on purpose, I've just realised, but obviously this is Moxley's wife, Brian's wife. Yeah, nice to see that they get on, or they're at least being professional. 65 rated segment, decent. Cool, I might start trying to use Brie more in the women's division, see how her numbers fare. Following this, though, we have got Miro in his first title defense against Juice Robinson, who is apparently a big guy, according to Miro. He stepped on the scales. He's over the weight limit to qualify for a light heavyweight. So Miro says, you're in. Let's have a match. And in a decent match, Miro defeats Juice Robinson with the game over. Miro with a 73. Nice. We just need you to have some better opponents because Juice is not it. But a nice first title defense for Miro. Let's hope that continues. Following this, though, we have a promo from Jake Roberts, talking about Lance Archer and Will Ospreay. It seems like they have kind of built some kind of trio, team. And Will Ospreay is here. He's here again. Sometimes he's not, sometimes he is. And he just talks about and just says, you know, these are the two most gifted wrestlers in the world. You've got two ends of the scale. You've got Will Ospreay, you know, the high-flying, you know, acrobatic, surprisingly agile bloke who's also crazy strong, like he's beefed up recently. And then you've got Lance Archer, who is a giant, like a monster, but he can also move like a cruiserweight. Like, yeah, Jake Roberts just hyping these two guys up, just being like, Christian, you ain't got nothing on either of these guys, so whether it's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 2-on-1, 1-on-2, Archer and Ospreay will always win. So yeah, just hyping a little bit of the upcoming FTW match between Ospreay and Christian, if Ospreay is available, because he likes to go to Japan sometimes. Following this match, though, we've got a fun little tag team match. Given that Trent Beretta qualified to the next, advanced to the next round last week, and Orange Cassidy also did, they face each other in the next round, and they've organised a fun little tag team. So it will be the best friends of Trent Beretta and Chucky T facing off against Orange Cassidy and his new friend, Ron Killings. So in a decent match, Cassidy and Killings get the win when Ron Killings pins Chucky T with a "What's up?" Ron Killings was the weak link, though, struggling to keep up with everyone. That's fair enough. Kind of brought him in for his character work, not his wrestling. But yeah, Killings celebrates over the top at the end of this match with Orange Juice Cassidy, as he calls him. Orange Cassidy kind of just standing there, taking the hugs and the high fives and everything. And then Chucky T and Trent kind of like a little bit annoyed / jealous. Trent obviously a lot more serious than the rest of them. So yeah, building a little bit of tension between the best friends here. Exciting. Can't wait for that next round match. It should be a good one. After this, though, we have got a segment with CM Punk and the rest of the Bullet Club. There is no Jay White. The reason for that is he's in Japan. Japan seemed to be my little enemy at the moment. Don't worry, he hasn't signed for them. He's on an exclusive deal with us. Speaking of exclusive deals, as soon as I stopped recording yesterday, I it clicked. Whenever anyone signs an exclusive deal and they're not unemployed, they still have to do those 30 days. So the fact that like Lio Rush, even though he was on exclusive, is still in Japan is because he's still got the 30 days to leave. So we're just going to have to manage all of these until the 30 days are up, and then they will be ours full time, except Will Ospreay, because he doesn't want to sign for us exclusively. But yeah, Jay White's over there on a loan. They've loaned him for, I think, 2 matches or something. So he'll be back for next week's Dynamite. and for Battle of the Belts, I hope. But CM Punk is just confirming Jay White's out at the moment, so he's left me in charge, which has kind of annoyed Keith Lee a little bit. And he just confirms, he's like, yeah, we've all heard that Jay White will be defending his international title. And no, we don't know who he's defending against. They say they don't know where he is. I think I was meant to be don't know who he's facing. Either way, listen to me, don't look at the screen. And CM Punk's just kind of covering. This was meant to be a Jay White promo, obviously, but he's not here. So, second in command, I guess. CM Punk, that's a quick promotion. Don't know how these guys feel about it, especially Juice. He seems to be the forgotten soldier, because Chris Bay is doing his high-flying shit in the tournament. Keith Lee is Keith Lee, and obviously Punk's Punk, so poor little Juice. But if you were better, Juice, you'd be used more. 87 rated segment. It's Punk talking. It's going to be great. Let's carry on. And I believe we've got a tag team match next. Yes, it is FTR against the Butcher and the Blade. So FTR, last time we saw them, they lost to Punk and Jay White in a pretty decent main event. And I think they just wanted to get a bit of momentum back. So they got this match against the Butcher and the Blade. Nice, simple, straightforward win with the big rig. 72s, that's nice. Hopefully they can be consistent with those numbers and grow from there. Yeah, simple win. Nothing more around this. Butcher and the Blade are just kind of here to eat pins as and when, and then maybe get a pre-show win sometimes, but nothing more than that. And the Bunny, good work at ringside. I want to try and use her more because she's a great character. There's a lot of people I want to use. AEW's got a huge roster and I just keep adding to it, so I guess I'm the problem. After this though, we have a backstage segment with the New Wave, a team we haven't seen all together since All Out. And Dash is just going, hey guys, how is everything? Mercedes, congratulations on, your TV thing. So she'll be leaving in exactly 2 weeks today. So figured I'd give her a little bit of screen time before she's gone for I don't know how long. And then looking at these, obviously Garcia, Starks through to the next round. Unfortunately, Swerve Strickland is not. And they're just talking about the New Wave. We're like, hey, we haven't seen you guys together recently. Like, none of you have really been ringside for each other's matches. Is everything all right? And Mercedes and Ricky, who are the kind of the voices of the New Wave, just say we're still a team. We're still very close. We have a WhatsApp group or whatever, an iMessage group because they're cool like that. But we're just not joined at the hip like other teams. Like, you don't have to live and breathe with your teammates 24/7. We just do our thing and we're here to support each other as and when, which I quite like. I feel like more teams should kind of be like this. Like, you come together when you need to. You don't always have to be holding hands. And yeah, they're kind of just setting that precedent. They're setting that trend. So the New Wave are still a thing. Do not worry, everyone. I'm sure we'll see them in action together soon. But at the moment, the three guys, well, two of them now, are focusing on the World Light Heavyweight Championship tournament. And Mercedes Moné has her TV thing going on. So, yeah, a slight kind of hiatus from one of them. But the three guys are still very much together. After this 84 segment, Chris Jericho is still struggling to find a third man, but he is determined. He's asking everyone left, right, and centre. And everyone just seems to either not want to work with him or not want to face the Combat Club, because why would you? They're pretty ruthless. So he is very much struggling to find that third man, but he has got until the night of Battle of the Belts to find a third man. Otherwise, the match is off. So you've still got a week and a bit. So get going, Chris. You need that third man. 86 rated as well. Lovely. I've got hiccups today, man. It's annoying. And then following that, Jericho follows Paige Van Zant to the ring, where Paige Van Zant gets another win. She is a machine lately. She was really off her game, though, which sucks. Sari wasn't. 56, that's decent. But yeah, in a decent reaction with the crowd, subpar wrestling, Paige Van Zant gets the win over Sari. 56 rated match. For someone that was off her game, that's still not terrible. Yeah, so Paige gets her win, continues building that momentum, that endless run of momentum. I don't think she's lost since she came to the main roster. I'm gonna have to, or since I knocked her back down and then brought her back up, because I think before that she was a big old jobber, but I've changed her around, but we'll have to take a look at that at some point. Yeah, 56, cool, not much to say. Paige Van Zandt winning again. Following this though, we've got a little interview with MJF. Renee doing double duty with the interviews. Good old Gil. And MJF is just focused. He's like, Renee, Battle of the Belts can't come soon enough. I will be reunited with my Triple B. It will be back with me where it's supposed to be. Oh my god, that all rhymed. And Adam Page is a fraud. He's a poor man's champion, and it's time for the devil to reign supreme again. So yeah, cool little promo from MJF hyping the match between him and Hangman Page, which I'm gonna say it now, this is MJF's final chance at the belt for quite some time, so he better fucking win, otherwise Manamans will not be getting his Triple B back anytime soon. Following this 99 rated interview, we have our main event of the evening, which is Matt Jackson versus Adam Cole, baby. And in a good match, Matt Jackson gets the win in 13 minutes, a pretty short match, with the moonsault. So both Nick and Matt Jackson heading to the top rope for their finishers. 71 overall, not bad. Again, Adam Cole kills all ratings because he's terrible. Should I send him to Ring of Honor? No, I can't do that. I mean, I can. If I can find someone to replace him that averages more than 60, I'm sending Adam Cole back to Ring of Honor. Yeah. But yeah, so Matt Jackson advances, and let's just quickly round up this side of the tournament because everyone, I believe, I'm just looking now, everyone has faced each other now. So the first round of the Dynamite Light Heavyweight Championship Tournament is done. So I'm just reading it off my other screen here. The second round match, well, it's actually quarter, semi-final, final. I don't know what it is. It's a quarter final of the Dynamite bracket. I'm trying to work it out. First match will be Daniel Garcia versus Chris Bay. We've then got Orange Cassidy facing off against Trent Beretta. Following that, we have Matt Jackson, recently gone up, against Kyle Fletcher, who was a surprise victory against Rami Sabai. And then finally, we have Ricky Starks facing off against Nick Jackson. So Nick Jackson has back-to-back New Wave matches. So those are our final 8 in our Dynamite bracket. We still have a few matches left in our Collision, but we'll get to those as and when. Cool. Spoken too much in this one. I'm really sorry, guys. Let's head to the next segment. We've got a couple of backstage segments here, I think. No, we just got the one. And it's Paige Van Zandt. She's feeling good. She's feeling fresh. She's feeling super strong. And she's like, enough's enough. I've been doing this for far too long now. Just, wrecking everyone in my way. I want my title shot. Simple as. Give me my title shot. And Chris Jericho's obviously there to back her up and help with the promo. And it is confirmed. Paige Van Zandt finally gets her world title shot against Hikaru Shida. But remember, Paige Van Zandt has kind of been destroying most of our women's mid-card. I don't think she's beaten any of our quote-unquote top stars. Not that we have many of them at the moment. And Hikaru Shida is definitely one of, if not the top star. So, confirmed for Battle of the Belts. Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's World title against Paige Van Zandt. Let's finish the show. 77. Fair enough. Decent. I think that's the cusp of what we can have. I was going to say these light heavyweight tournament matches are killing our shows, but our 2 highest rated matches on this show was those. So yeah, both the Jacksons through. Who is the best buck? We don't know yet. If it's based on performances so far, Nick. But Matt Jackson had the drag down rating machine of Adam Cole, baby. But yeah, that finishes Dynamite. Let's jump all the way over to Collision and see what's going down over there. And we are here for Saturday Night Collision. And once again, I've forgotten to change the Collision logo, but I have written it down. It's written down right next to me, right here, because as soon as I hit record, as soon as I started booking the show, I saw the logo, and you can't change it once you're in the show. So post this, New logo next week in our new month of October. We'll do it. But first, pre-show. We've got an exciting card here, I believe. We're finishing off the first round of the tournament today, so that's good news. We can advance to the next one and see where that goes. But we do have 3 pre-show matches first. The first one being Jamie Hayter getting a nice tidy win against Steph DeLander in a 62 rated match. Decent. Jamie with a 68 and Steph with a 47. Cool. Let's keep going. And in a decent pre-show match, House of Black get the win against Iron Savages when Brody King pins Boulder with a Dante's Inferno. 63 overall. Still not great numbers. Malachi Black is another Adam Cole. Let's be honest, he's a problem. He should be doing a lot better. Yeah, annoying. 63 rated overall. Thankfully, it's on the pre-show. Following this is our final pre-show match, and annoyingly, it is a tournament match. I could not fit it on the card. It is Andretti facing off against Dralistico, and in a pre-show match that had decent wrestling but not much heat, Andretti gets the win by pinfall, so he advances to the next round of the tournament, and I believe he faces Matt Sydal, so that is going to be a spot heavy match. Apologies for this not being on the main card. I promise it's the only one that is and will be from now on, because obviously we're in the next round now. These are where the big little boys are. Dralistico, unfortunate to lose, but you know, he was going to anyway, let's be honest. Following this though, we head straight into our main show, and it's a tasty little opener. It is the Golden Lovers of Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi facing off against the Acclaimed. 79. Oh, I'll take that. So in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Golden Lovers defeat the Acclaimed in 23 minutes when Kenny Omega pins Max Caster with the Golden Trigger. Nice. Omega carried the match, which is annoying because Kota's a 61. Kota is not a 61. What is this? Okay. Alright, breathe. Max with a 58, not very good, and Anthony with a 65. Cool. The return of the Golden Lovers has started with this segment. They got great chemistry. Awesome. Show to a strong start. 79. We'll take it. Following this, though, Kenny Omega, celebrating with his Golden Lover, calls out the tag team champions of Rey Fenix and Penta, saying, "We're coming for you." But just as he's about to finish off his promo, House of Black attack the Golden Lovers and beat them down, because clearly they think that they should maybe have a tag team opportunity, or maybe they just don't like Kenny and Kota. We know that Malachi Black, or the House of Black in general, have had slight beef with the Elite previously when they had their temporary Elite setup. 73 rated segment, not bad, we'll take it. Don Callis helped Omega apparently. Well done, Don, because you know they're still friends in this save. It's not like in real life where he got the old screwdriver out. But yeah, cool. So looks like we've got 2 tag teams wanting to have a title opportunity or just wanting to beat each other up. Either way, I'm sure both might happen. Following this though, we've got more tag team action, and it is the team of Storm and Soho. They've been on it lately, and they defeat the makeshift team of Athena and Riho, and Tony Storm gets the win again with a strong 0, putting in some great performances. 55 from Tony, 49 from Soho, Riho with a 59, and Athena with a 65. Oh, we're gassing up Storm and Soho, but the losers in this match perform better. This follows the Who Can Beat Shida storyline, which basically throws in every woman I think could beat Shida or might have a chance. And some of these women, I'm not going to say who, are involved in that. 60 overall, not bad. I'll take it. A great win for Storm and Soho. They seem to have a new lease of life together as a tag team. We go backstage, and Sammy just wanted to kind of get some shit off of his chest. He heard that he was going to be added into the tournament bracket should Leo Rush not appear tonight. Spoiler alert, Leo Rush has appeared tonight. Turns out when you threaten them, they do show. But Sammy's annoyed. He said, like, I was left out of the tournament, which pissed me off, but I've got my sights set much higher than the light heavyweight championship. So, you know, he's thrown a little bit of shade on this belt. Like, the belt's not even been, you know, revealed yet. But he's already throwing shade on it, saying, you know, I'm going to be doing bigger things than that. Okay? I'm not too sure what big things he's referring to, because I kind of want to angle this belt as like just as important as the world title. Obviously it won't be, but you know what I mean. So maybe Sammy's got eyes for the Triple B, the heavyweight championship. You never know, but he seems to completely disregard this tournament, says I don't care, moving on, whatever. But we do have some changes to make. Tay Mello is turning babyface. Woo! Swagger gimmick, I don't know what that means, but how wins and losses have a greater impact on popularity of the cocky gimmick. I didn't know that. Oh, cool. But it was a complete success. Well, hey, so Tay Mello is now face. Sammy is not. So this might be an interesting dynamic, and it might come back to bite me in the bum. But 62 rated segment. I thought Sammy talked a little bit better than that, but I guess he doesn't. After this, though, we've got our next tournament match, and it is Lio Rush, the boy who sometimes is here, sometimes isn't, but in a month he'll always be here, against Andrade El Idolo. And in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Andrade El Idolo defeats Lio Rush in 21 minutes. Oh, what a match, with the Brillante driver. Look at these numbers, 76, 70. Go on, my boys. Lio Rush putting in really good numbers. Wow, okay. Didn't think he'd do that well, but I'll take it. 72 overall. Let's take a look at the dirt sheet, if anything here. Penalised for the odd heel-face combination. Oh, because obviously it's heel-heel. But yeah, great. I didn't think it'd do this well, but it did. So, winner, Andrade advances. After this, we've got a little backstage segment. Eddie Kingston just still chatting shit about the Combat Club. Thinks he's on his own, talking to, the camera or whoever it is. When John Moxley just comes in and just says, I'm getting real sick of you, man. Like, I don't get what your problem is. We haven't done anything to you directly. You called us out all those weeks ago. Claudio put you in your place, and you keep calling us out. Like, it's almost like you want to be targeted by us. And Eddie's kind of like, maybe that is what I want. Or maybe I just want to show you, how fake you're being. Like, what bullies you're being. How, you're being a bunch of dickheads. Let's be honest. And, Moxley gets, right in Kingston's face. And Kingston just does not back down at all. And then he just kind of is like, and then walks off. So Moxley choosing not to attack Kingston, which is interesting. Maybe Kingston has something over Moxley that we're not aware of. Or maybe there might be some respect there. Who knows? There's definitely not any on the Kingston side towards Moxley at the moment. But these two have to come to blow at some point, I'm assuming. But it is a numbers game. And so far, Eddie has outweighed 4-1. So maybe not just yet, Eddie, you silly boy. But yeah, they're not happy. And they can both talk the talk. But can they walk the walk? I'm just throwing random shit out now. But yeah, Combat Club storyline advances. Moxley came across well. Nothing about Eddie, which is sad, because I think he's probably a much better talker than Moxley, let's be honest. 88 segment, win. The following match is some singles action between two women. And it's Ashley Blackheart with a win against Thunder Rosa in 8 minutes with the Fright Night. Ashley with a 43, not the best, but she will get better, I promise, I hope. I'm begging. And Thunder Rosa with a 59, 55 overall. Nice. Thunder Rosa seems to be our kind of pincushion for new signings. I think she lost to Samantha DeMartin in her first match, and probably some other people too. Yeah, so great win for Ashley Blackheart. Welcome to AEW. I think this is her first main roster win, because I think she was on the pre-show last week. But yeah, welcome to Collision, my girl. The next match is our final first round match, and it's Lee Moriarty taking on Darius Martin, the other half of Andretti's High Five. 61, okay, do you know what? Better than I thought it would be. But in a decent match, Lee Moriarty defeats Darius Martin in 6 minutes with the Tiger Driver 18. And during the match, Big Bill attacked Darius Martin. Of course he did. Big Bill by the side of Lee Moriarty. And also Stokely Hathaway is on commentary for Collision, so I like to think that he was popping hard at Big Bill, getting involved and loving that, because even though the firm is not really a thing anymore, I think Stokely still has a soft spot for everyone that used to be there. Lee with a 58 and Darius with a 61. Yo, this boy is underrated. I remember the tag team action last week, he was killing it too. So maybe we made a mistake with Lee Moriarty going through. Who knows? But as we did last week, I'm going to quickly do it now before we continue with the show. The first round of the Collision side is done. So these are your next round matches. We have got Andretti versus Matt Sydal. Andrade El Idolo facing off against Darby Allin. Oh, that's a tasty one. Wheeler Yuta against Bandido. And finally, we have got Hook taking on Lee Moriarty. Got some great matches there on both sides. Very excited to see how they go down and who advances. But back to the show. We've just revealed all of that. Let's head back in where we have a nice little backstage interview. Renee is just interviewing Ashley Blackheart after her win. Just going, Ashley, welcome to Collision. How you feeling? And Ashley, again, is just like super happy to be here. Everyone's been so welcoming. Great to get my first win, especially against Thunder Rosa, someone who I look up to and who I think is a fantastic wrestler. Yeah, just keen to push on, and we'll just have to see where it goes. So thank you very much, Renee. And Renee's like, no worries, Ashley. I'll see you in a bizzle. Yeah, 70 rating. Pretty good. Good old Renee. Yeah, welcome, Ashley. As we said earlier, hopefully you can start doing better things. After this, though, we've got a little Nigel McGuinness promo where Nigel just confirms that next week on Collision, our main event will be Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, aka the Golden Lovers, facing off against House of Black. And even though we don't know the motives of House of Black, I'm going to make the decision, or Tony's made the decision, that the winner of this match will go on to face the Lucha Brothers sometime down the line. I think it's a bit too early to say Full Gear, so we're just going to say sometime down the line. Because obviously we've got Battle of the Belts next week, so it's a bit too soon for that. The Lucha Brothers will be defending their titles against someone, but it's not against either of these. So yeah, big main event for next week announced. Should be a great match. It would be an even better match if Malachi Black's stats were better, but we move on. This then takes us to our main event of the evening, and as per last week, we had Shinsuke against Konosuke Takeshita, which was a great match, and La Facción came out and kind of stared down the boys and did some weird gestures. Shinsuke has requested a match against a member of La Facción, and Andrade was busy tonight, so Roosh never backs down from a fight, has stepped up. So we've got Shinsuke Nakamura facing off against Roosh in the main event. Takeshita is ringside because, you know, La Facción, strength in numbers. He wants to make sure that Nakamura has someone, someone that's got his back. 67. Oh my god. I thought it'd be better than this. That was fucking shit. Like, what? Oh, 55 from Shinsuke? Oh, I wish I never signed the boy. No wonder WWE didn't want him. But yeah, in a decent match, apparently, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Roosh in 13:37 with the bomber. Yay. Shinsuke with a 55, Roosh with a 68. Roosh, you're normally better than that too. The storyline gained heat apparently and got the crowd buzzing, but how? How? What a poor main event. But that's not it. The match ends. La Facción come into the ring. They help up Roosh, and Shinsuke Nakamura shakes hands with Roosh and celebrates with La Facción, which seems odd. Is he now a part of them? Because it seems like he's agreeing something with Jose the assistant and Andrade, and they just all pose together with, the fists in the air like they do. And Takeshita is kind of on the outside of the ring like, what? What's going on? So as far as I'm aware, and as far as it looks, Shinsuke Nakamura is the newest member of La Facción Los Ingobernables. So yeah, they are expanding, and they are expanding outside of Mexico and their traditional, lucha libre, rudo style of wrestlers. Wonder how he's going to fit in. And Takeshita, wonder what's going to happen with him. Not to say that he was teaming with Nakamura, but he had his back, and now he's on his own. But yeah, 63 rated again. I thought this was a fun show, but the numbers will definitely screw me, and we're about to probably lose Pop in a bunch of regions. But before we do that, we've got a little backstage post-match segment where Ruby Soho is saying Toni Storm has been on fire lately and she deserves a TBS title match, to which Nyla Rose walks into frame and goes, "See you at Battle of the Belts," gives her a little wink, slaps her bottom and walks off. So that match is set for Battle of the Belts. Nyla Rose will be defending her TBS title against Toni Storm. 47 is post-show, so it doesn't matter. But that is another match announced. Let's see how bad we did. Is it going to load? There we go. Oh, 71. I mean, it's not a bad card. But I think this is the effect we have when we don't have those killer promos. They probably save us, let's be honest. We've lost popularity in 17 regions. Thankfully, it doesn't completely screw us over. We'll probably just go down by 1 point in those regions, which is fine. We can gain it back next week. But yeah, that's a bit of a bum note to end the week on, or to end the episode on. But oh well, we move on. Maybe we should stop poaching so much WWE talent, because they're just not doing very well, are they? And annoyingly, they're all on exclusive 4-year deals. I guess we could pop them down to Ring of Honor. Yeah, maybe. I'll update you in the next episode. If anyone does go down to Ring of Honor, I'll let you know. At the moment, I think I'll give them a chance. Although Adam Cole is one poor match away from being sent down and staying there forever. But I'll leave that on a cliffhanger, whether Adam Cole is here or not in the next episode. Thank you for watching, guys. Ignore the numbers. Let's ignore the numbers. This was a fun card. Screw that. And yeah, thank you. Next week, next episode, bumper episode, Dynamite, Battle of the Belts, Collision. Make sure you're there, because if you're not, then you won't be able to see it. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, do it all. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.